Okay, guys, I'm back. So there was a bit of a problem with the new recording software that I got a second ago. Didn't record anything. It's just my sound, and nothing was moving because it was taking up too many cycles. So I've gone back to dxtory. I've paid for the license. So we're gonna try it again. Like out of all of the software that I tried, apart from um, the watermark, the dxtory is probably the best one for my really shitty, as I say, netbook. So that's what I went with. Yeah, you can see that another like low score in the background. That was just me like testing out like the recording. That wasn't like me playing properly. But the last game I played, I oh yeah, bad combination of a lot of bad luck and a lot of me concentrating on talking rather than on playing the game. So I'm gonna try to be a bit more focused on the game while I'm talking. Even though I want to be a bit entertaining at least while I'm talking. So let's get launched back into it. And there's like a whole host of things that I wanted to talk about as well. Which I'm probably going to forget. This is the thing, like, you talk about something in a kind of fresh state of mind, and it's like, it comes naturally, but as soon as you have to try to replicate it, it becomes a representation of something that was, like, authentic. It's just, like, a lot harder to do. Okay, so that's right. So one of the first things was, even though the last game was pretty terrible, it was quite close to 2048, and the time, like the length of the episode was pretty good. So I reckon from here on out, this game, what I'm going to try to do is I'll use the 2048 tile as like a breaker between episodes. So if I use the 2040 tile or I make a 2048 tile in the game, I'll just pause it there and continue in the next one because about 20 minutes is a good length, I reckon. Like a lot of the YouTubers I watch, they generally break their episodes into about that long. Yeah. So hopefully if I get to the 2048 tile, I'll stop there, and then the next game, if I get to the 4096 tile, I'll stop there and keep going. So in the case that I actually do get 16,384 tile, well, I will get it. That's like the premise of this series. When I get it, it would have taken 8 episodes of continuously playing the same game to get to that point. So let's look forward to that, guys. So I wanted to practice, not practice, like just in my normal like day to day when I want to play this game. I think I'm going to change from this app that I have been using to like another app because I don't want to wreck up my not that I want to wreck up my rankings. I just don't want to like have multiple of myself in the rankings. So what I did was I went and found the original version of the 2048, but done by some Italian guy, right? What is that? And unfortunately, I actually had a good game. It was got about 60,000. So yeah, that's like a relatively good. No, it's a pretty good game for me. But the thing is, when I went to look at the high scores or like the weekly rankings or whatever, and people were getting like in the millions, like for the weeklies, I realized that there's actually a replay button. Like you can reverse. Like if you get bad luck, For like one thing, you can play as though that never happened, which I think is bullshit, to be honest. I did say on the other my previous trying to record this episode. Well, everyone's got their own styles that they like to play in. And I mean, there is an argument to be made that though it's different, there's still a certain amount of skill required to get like high scores, even if you are like retracing the steps. But for me personally, like the whole thing that like luck does play quite a big role in this game is a game mechanic that I personally like. So that's just me. So I'll keep playing this kind of no backsies version of the game, and I'll like bite my tongue and practice using the other one, or I'll try to find like maybe there's another app out there that doesn't have that. So yeah, that's kind of a shame. Like I don't know. Yeah, to everyone to their own like styles, I guess is the takeaway from that. But I would, yeah, it's more fun when there's like there's risk involved, I guess. Yeah, I would say. So yeah, the question is what to talk about, I guess. Yeah, so in the previous episode, I went on a tangent. I tried to talk about something that I didn't end up talking about, which is a different strategy that I've kind of been trying recently. And I didn't explain exactly what that was. So you see on the right hand side, on the left hand side there, as I explained in the previous video, like my style is to put the top number, the top tile right at the top left, and to snake down the column, then up the second column. And what that does is it creates a certain type of risk that, for example, right here, right, if or when that 64 gets collapsed into a 128, what's going to happen is that all of the, well, you can watch it here, like 128 becomes 256, 512, 1024. And what that does, as you can see, is it opens up a whole heap of clear tiles, which is a potential for anything to happen. So the way to prevent that, or at least minimize that, is rather than aiming for the very bottom of the first column, you aim for the second from the bottom, which in this case would be the 32. So that you'll only ever, well, like in the ideal scenario, you would never actually be getting clear squares in the left column. And it's slightly complicated about how that works. So obviously, if I had, in this case, if I had 128 and 256 in the middle, then even if I was aiming for the 128, that would create a 256, which would mean that I would eventually have to move everything up. So it's about, I guess, you aim for the tile which is the largest of the lower three that isn't a member of like consecutive like tiles. So if it was like 64, 128, 256. You'd have to aim for the 256. Yeah, I'm sure that didn't completely make sense, but well, it is what it is. You get it. Yeah. So, but the thing about that one is that the question is like, what should you do about the right hand 3 columns? Like, how should you order the tiles in that case? And I can't see like a simple answer about that. There's the choice that you can go like from you can keep your secondary top tile to the right of the top tile, so at the top of the second column. And that's an option. But then, it's not always the case that you're going to be able to cascade that down to the very bottom, because you might have other tiles in the way. And in any case, that just means that you're going to have to worry about what am I talking about? Well, you're going to have less tiles to work with, right? Obviously. And there are other kind of strange issues that happen that I've only played one game using the new strategy, so I can't say exactly how shit works right now, but yeah, it seems to have its own kind of complicated ecology of strategies. So might take a little bit of playing around with that one to see, what the best way to use it could be. Yeah, so that's another thing. But it seems to me that, in the main, maybe the strategy that I'm using at the moment is going to be the main one to use. That's the most basic strategy, because in the end it's utilizing the most squares. And yeah, I mean, the other thing is when you're working with the 3 the 3 rightmost columns, like I'm using at the moment to build up that 16 there. So the new tiles, they can come out of any blank square, right? So so the thing I'm trying the most to kind of prevent. That's my girlfriend in the background coughing. Yeah. It's kind of late here. We're sleeping, but I'm being an asshole and recording video now. So anyway, to prevent having to use the down button, what I'm trying to do is to make sure that there's always at least the second column and the bottom row are completely filled with tiles at any point in time. And if they're not, usually the best thing to do is to try to fill them up, just with little 2s and 4s and whatnot, and then work it out with the rest of them later. And of course there are exceptions to that rule, but that's something that I learned from playing was it 2048 plus ages ago. That application is crazy, and it's it seems such a waste of time, to be honest. It's just it's an 8x8 grid, so you're never going to finish the game if you play well. never get. It's like years of playing or something. I didn't calculate it, but it's like this is 4x4, the one that we're playing right now, and some people are able to get the 2 to the power of 14. Shit. to the power of 14. Oh, that's lucky. Tile. Ooh, that's really lucky. I like that. So that means, utilizing very close to every single tile. Like every single tile having a different, every single slot having a different tile in it. So you can imagine on an 8x8 grid, that's 64 tiles. Like even if it was 50, say, that's 2 to the power of 50, which is fucking, what is that? Yeah, it's like a quintillion, some crazy number. It's like, and each time you make a move, you're getting a 2 or a 4. Like, how long would you have to play? It just boggles the mind. And like, I played and I got the 131,072 tile with that one, and that took, I think, like a number of weeks of like continuous playing. It's just stupid. So, but the good thing about that is like certain aspects of the game are magnified, which is how I came up with whatever it was I was talking about just a second ago. What am I doing here? You did go down? Is down the right answer here? At some point, I lost control of this game. And I don't think I know when that point was. What's going on here? Can we salvage it? We might be able to salvage it. Yeah. Okay. There we go, 2048. Now, I'm going to pause it here for a second to see how long that's gone. And might be back in a second, so hold on. Okay, so that looks like kind of good length. So yeah, next time I'm going to go for the 4096 in the same game. Hopefully we get that too. Go on a roll. Yeah. I don't know how long this is. Oh god, it took like 4 hours or something to upload the other files, so I don't know how long this is going to take. Might have to start uploading using my old laptop instead of this one. Well, anyway, hope to see you guys in the next one. Ciao.